Tēnei te tani, tēnei te karana. Ēnei mahi kei roto i tō mātou whakapapa. I tīmata mai i hoku kraua, hoku kuia. Kei te maumahara tunu ahau i te wā, ia hau e iwa noho o ku tau. Ka whakaohoni ahau e tō mātou kuia, taku māma. Koera te timatana o taku hīkoi ki roto i ngā rongoa. So we had to learn everything, the anatomy of the body. We had to really study that and how we could use our hands as a tool to guide you with certain energy that used to happen on a tinana. And if you picked it up, you had to read the sign. It was a good tune. It wasn't until the Mate Urita came through, then I realised, oh yeah, this is what we had to do as whānau. We had to learn to rest, we had to learn to heal ourselves, and then deliver.
But you know, the good thing about it that I learned through it is when I was tested positive, I said to myself, oh my God, what do I do now? You know, where are ahua, you know, mōhio, tana, and I would go, what do I do? Where do I go? And I was standing in our marae car park, dumbfounded, you know, saying, where do I go to from here?
So the ones that come up real clear for me was the kumarahau, the tainui gao, the red matipo, the tātaramoa. And then during the dreams that I have and the knowledge that I do have with Rono Māori, I knew that the red matipo was good for the heart. So the two, a tainui gao and a kumarahau was for the lungs, so that it can help the people breathe properly. And then the tātaramoa was like a Panadol. So if there was pain, kei roto I wo proiwi, you know, that's the thing that you would use for that. Headaches, any headaches, then you use the tātaramoa.
You know, your marae life at times, you know, for some is that part of ourselves that we go back to reconnect to another circle, another meaning, another purpose. And so if we look at our aunties, for example, who have for over 30 years now been ambassadors of Rongoa Māori, there is no doubt they are key parts of our marae as well. They have key roles here. So, of course, with an auntie comes her rongoa. Rongoa is a very key component, not only to the lives of a rongoa practitioner, but to the people that surround them and they surround. Not only for COVID that has been around now for a little while, but just as a way of life.
As a tohuna I roto I ngā rongoa, and as an essential worker I roto I te whārua Waiohau, my plan was to work with the rongoa. And then all of a sudden, I started getting these calls from our whānau, from outside. So I started making for Waiohau. They ring, can I have some rongoa? Yep. And then whakatane started ringing, then kawero started ringing, then Ruatoki started ringing. So I started making, then it became a very busy life for me to keep making rongoa. Yeah. Aye. So this is my time to teach our mokupunas, because it's important. Kia kore e naro tēnei kaupapa.